What up, what up? Welcome back, fam. This is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. I hope you are having a wonderful day and really been enjoying yourself so far, learning more about your purpose, your mission, your life path, your natal chart, really leaving no stone unturned along your hero's journey, right? Because it's all about you. I'm here to remind you of your greatness, and you have a lot of work to do along your life path, okay? So you've been doing way better than you think so far, all right? So don't quit now. So I'm here to remind you of your greatness, and here to, also give you some additional tips and some guides, right, to help you along your path so you don't really go through the same mistakes that I went through along my path. Okay, who want to do that, right? So I'm here to help you skip a few levels, especially when you use these 7 hermetic principles. Okay, but today, guys, I want to share with you personally some things I wish I knew earlier about money, and these are some things that I teach to my children and my grandchildren as we speak today, because I'm really serious about this cash flow thing, okay? And they don't teach this information in school for a reason, because they did, you wouldn't have too many people at work because they'll be chilling, living their best life each and every day, but they'll be living from their heart, because we have an abundance of everything, but we have a lack of common sense when it comes to the people that control the money and print the money, right? So, but these are some things I want to share with you, and I know it will empower each and every one of you. But the most important step is, once you get this information and research it, you got to take action, okay? You're going to make a few little mistakes, okay? And it's okay. But you're going to learn a lot of lessons, and you're going to gain a lot of experience, and it's going to make you wise along your process, okay? So take action. But I'm going to give you all the keys and the tools you need to really get some cash flow coming your way. But you have to take action, okay? And by taking action, you're going to be able to stick that key into several doors and see what's the best room you need to be in, and see what works best for you, okay? But use these keys and these tools and this presentation as a guide, and you'll be able to help yourself, and most importantly, you'll be able to help a lot of people, your family, and start generating some of this generational wealth, okay? But remember, guys, be sure to click that like and subscribe button down below. And if you would like to donate, I would greatly appreciate it. My Cash App information is down below, and also check the description area, okay? And you can't put a price tag on this information I'm presenting for to you guys, okay? But there's no cookie cutter recipe to life, right? But our purpose and mission require learning a lot of life lessons, and that's what I did along my path. Lost a lot of money, but I gained a lot of experience through the process, right? And it gave me that knowledge for my soul's growth. And what I'm doing, once I start seeing these things working in my life, I'm teaching others to help themselves, okay? And that way you can get out of that hamster wheel of life, right? Going to work, each and every day, repeating the same thing. No matter how much pay raise you get in position, once you stop working, the money gonna stop, right? So it's time to, get you some additional income coming in, get that cash flow, so you can kind of step away from that JOBZ, at least to a part-time sense, especially if you really love your job, right? Some people really love their job, but some people really want out of their job so they can live their best life and really focus on their family and the people that really matters most in their lives, okay? That's what I'm here to do. That's part of my assignment, okay? But along your path, I'm saying this all the time, share your knowledge and wisdom with people. Once you learn the information, incorporate into your life, getting some results, share it with people, help themselves, have fun, so you can keep this high vibration. And along your path, your word, you're gonna speak things into existence. I'm not joking, okay? You got to be intentional with the things that you manifest and the things you want to pop off in your life. I'm not joking here. But to have that great alignment here, your thoughts, belief, words, emotion, and actions is going to equal your reality and your results, okay? So let's talk about these things I wish I knew earlier about money. So my 2 biggest takeaways, guys, that I realized as a child, that money is spiritual, and then also you need multiple sources of income. So let's start with money. Money is spiritual. All right. As a child, I always realized, like, hey, I know there's people that create money, but even for people that really lack money, somehow, some way, the universe, the God source, right, finds a way to deliver, the reaping of the sowing that these people did in their lives, like that cause and effect that we've been talking about. So some kind of way they caused something to happen in the past, right? They through their good deeds, and that the universe lines some things up for them so they can get rewarded. And so the thing that's what I realized, that hey, there's a feminine principle, energy that controls money. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. There's a feminine energy principle that sits over money. Okay, and she loves for each and every one of us to have plenty of abundance. All right, there's more than enough. Okay, and more than enough is based on perspective, right? Because $5,000 could be a lot of money to some people, and for some people $5,000 that's chump change, right? So it's all about perspectives. That's why these 7 Hermetic principles, right, they come in handy, so you can really understand how the universal principles work, and you can incorporate these into your lives. Okay, but there's a feminine energy principle that resides over money, and we everything is abundant. All right, it's just a lack of knowledge and a lack of information. Okay, all right, that's preventing us from preventing people from getting that cash flow that we talking about, right? And my man here, that's Reverend Ike, so research him, because he can give you some gems on money. But money is spiritual. And the second biggest takeaway, you have to have multiple sources of income. Okay, so other than your job, which is your primary source of income along your hero's journey, and there's nothing wrong with having a job. I was there too. I served 21 years in the military. However, I listened to my intuition, and I started investing in multiple sources of income early. And so what does that mean? That doesn't mean multiple jobs, right? You don't have to get a second job. I tried that out, too, but that really wasn't convenient, because I was, giving up too much time and energy, and I didn't have any left for my family. So that really didn't make sense either. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over some strategies here. So with your job here, you can invest in some different tools to help you generate some additional cash, while you sleep each and every day. And I'll share that with you. And, one thing could be like a small business, and you don't have to have a brick and mortar business. You can give advice. You can share your knowledge and wisdom like I do. You get good at a thing, and then over time, people will gladly pay you or donate money just for you to just give them advice to help them, figure some things out. And that's okay too. And then you have dividend stocks. You can invest in dividend stocks, and they pay you, quarterly. There are some dividend stock they pay you monthly, just like a monthly check. So if you have Nike shoes, you can invest in Nike stock, and they'll pay you quarterly, right? And you can get a check from Nike every quarter. And if you have enough stock or enough shares, right, Nike will be paying for your new Jordans or pair of shoes every year. So I just want to help you guys think outside the box. But let's move on a little bit here. So my 2 biggest takeaways as far as references that you really need to incorporate into your life now is Rich Dad Poor Dad. But to really figure out where you at, as far as like in the cash flow quadrant of life, is this book here. Let me slow down. Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. So at the end of the day, ultimately, overall, guys, most people are right here on this left side of the quadrant, employee or a small business owner. So when it comes to small business owner, for employee, you pretty much have a job, right? And no matter how big or small your business is, and you own your own business, you pretty much own a job, okay? Because you still fall into that same tax bracket. All right. So the goal is, guys, for, you can jump straight from an employee over to this B side just by investing in those stocks and stuff, Bitcoin and things of that nature, like I mentioned to you before. That automatically puts you on that B side because you could become a partial shareholder of these big companies. Hint, hint. Okay, but Robert Kiyosaki break all this stuff down in his book. All right, the second reference is The Richest Man in Babylon. I've been mentioning this several times. All right, the major rule of money that I stay on my children and my grandchildren about, and my family is about, always pay yourself 10% first. Every time you get some money, even if it's 10 cents, you're gonna pay yourself 10%. You're gonna pay yourself 1 penny. All right, if you get yourself $1, you're gonna pay yourself 10 cents. $10, right? You're gonna pay yourself $1, right? You get the gist, right? So the biggest takeaway, the first rule of money is always pay yourself first, and you're gonna pay yourself 10%. And when the cash flow quadrant, you want it to get yourself, transition yourself smoothly from the employee side over here to the big business side, and then eventually you're gonna work your way to the investor side, where all of your assets are pretty much paying for your liabilities. So let's move forward with this cash flow quadrant so I can break it down to you guys. So the goal is, right now, let's break down poor, middle class, and rich. So pretty much, 97% of the population, this is by design, it is set up, where they reside in the poor and the middle class. And it pretty much, this poor and middle class is pretty much one class, to be honest. But they have to break it up to present it to you so it can look pretty. But the poor and the middle class is pretty much one black bracket, to be honest with you guys, because one day this middle class person can be over here in the poor column, because just a bad move in their financial strategies, they can go in the poor column, and vice versa. This poor person can, finally, hey, let me invest into Nike stock. I have all these Nike shoes. Let me get me some Nike stock and some Gucci stock, and they'll bounce over here. So it worked both ways, but it's still one bracket, and this is how they play game and capitalism. Okay, but your ultimate goal here, let's break it down. When it comes to this poor column here, you have no assets and you have 1,000 expenses, plus you're paying rent, and then when it comes to the middle class person, you're making a lot of money, right? However, your assets are less. You see this sign here? Your assets are less than your liabilities, or exactly. So your assets are less than your liabilities. So in other words, you may have some investments, or you have a regular paycheck coming in, some really good money coming in with some retirement savings. However, with your lifestyle, because you have that big old house, the car, the phones, all the different toys and gadgets, right? All of your expenses are outweighing your assets. So let's look at this rich column here. These people make plenty of money because, they don't have a job. They have a business model that working for them. Okay, so you don't have to have a big brick and mortar business. You just need to have the right money strategy that can help you, get out of the hamster wheel of life. So, and you don't have to make a lot of money, guys. So by now in your life, you should know. If you don't know, you should write down all your bills, figure out what's your sweet spot in your life. Like, how much money do you really need to make every month to live comfortably? Okay, so after you pay all your bills and you have enough money, for entertainment, how much is that? Find your sweet spot. It doesn't take long. So for many people, you don't really need a lot of money. A lot of people, many people feel that you need $10,000, a month to get to that sweet spot. No, you don't. I've done it, with $3,000, $5,000, $4,000 easy. You know what I'm saying? At one point, I've done it with $2,000 a long time ago early in my career in the military. But find your sweet spot with your cash. And once you find that sweet spot, anything over that sweet spot, you need to. The next strategy is to invest into multiple sources of income. So instead of letting your money stay in the bank, because it's gonna grow stale in the bank. Okay, they call it a bank for a reason, because once it hit that bank, it's just gonna stay there. But you need to put it in some multiple sources of income that's gonna give you some cash value, and that's gonna pay you interest, monthly, weekly, daily, so that's why cryptocurrency, dividend stocks, investing in real estate is so important. Okay, so let's break some things down about this rich column. With the rich column, this person here pretty much has a whole bunch of assets. They invested in, real estate, right? So they getting, $5,000 a month for renting out, a fourplex. And then plus they have, different dividend stocks that pay them quarterly. They getting checks from that. Then they have like a whole life policy that has a cash value, that every time they pay into it, if they need to tap into it, like for a quick loan from their own money, they can. And it's their own money, so they can pay themselves back. So they're using that whole life policy as a banking tool. Hint, hint. Okay, but at the end of the day, all these assets are paying for all of their living expenses and liabilities. So in essence, these people are living for free. So when you find your sweet spot, you can live for free too, all for however much money. It can be $4,000 or $5,000, but once you find that sweet spot, everything over that, invest into yourself. Okay, by now you should have enough toys in your life. It's time to invest in your mental health and also your generational wealth, because you can't take this money with you after you're gone. Okay, so it's now you need to prep for the future. Give your family and your loved ones a financial economic head start by learning this information, incorporating into your life, and taking action. So let's look down here at the bottom. We're going to get ahead and close and sum things up. So, we had this picture here of the successful man, the unsuccessful man. You have this successful man. He has the fancy car, fancy phone. He's stuck in traffic. He looks very annoyed. But this unsuccessful man, he's walking just because he don't have any toys. He's just free. He's at peace. He's tapped into the spirit. But to the comment, based on, a certain person's perspective, they can see this man as, because he has all the toys, man, he has it going on. But in all actuality, this guy right here really has it going on because he's tapped into the law of attraction, because he's very intentional, because his thoughts, beliefs, words, emotions, and actions is linking up his reality and his results, and he has the right information, and he's taking action each and every day, even though he don't know what he's doing. But through exposure and repetition, you have no choice but to get good at a thing. That what pro athletes use, and I did that, playing basketball and football in my career, and that's how I became better in music too. So let's talk about this poor and rich man, and we get you guys out of here and talk about this a little bit. Okay, we're gonna sum things up. But with a poor man and a rich man, a poor man dresses like he's rich, spends money on a whole bunch of liabilities, right? Okay, parties every weekend because he gotta turn up, because he got the money, he gotta showcase the money, or she gotta showcase the money. And they have poor friends, okay? Because your friends, they just want to hang around you because they know you got the moolah and you don't mind, sharing your riches, your shillings with them, right? But as soon as the money runs out, they're nowhere to be found when you really need help. But the rich man, he dresses casual, keep it calm and collective. And also he invests in, this individual, he or she invests into books and higher education, not just entertainment. They work hard on they passion, they goals, they vision every weekend, every day. And they learn to hang around rich friends, because the difference between, you become like the 5 people you hang around with most often. So if you hang around people that really don't have no money, right, you're $500 to $1,500 away from your group of friends. Okay, so like attracts like, change your circle before they hurt you, because sometimes your circle of friends can become a cage. I'm just letting you know, okay? And it's okay to let people go, because everybody can't grow with you, because your purpose, your mission, you're here to do great things, and you can't let people slow you down, any longer right now, because everybody needs you, okay? So as we close here, a couple takeaways I wish I knew earlier about money is, I've had several homes in my life here, but my biggest takeaway here when it comes to home buying, guys, you got this single family versus a fourplex deal, and both investment is at $750,000, same price, right? You can get this big fancy house for $750,000, or you can get a fourplex for $750,000. In my experience, my first couple buying experience, this is what I did. I kept getting these single family homes. It was nothing but a liability. Even if you owned a home, fam, assets puts money in your pocket, and liabilities takes money out of your pocket. So even if the house is paid in full, you still got to pay insurance. You got to pay, all the bills in the house to keep everything going, right? So it's a complete liability. No matter which way you look at it, you still got to pay property tax, right? Even though that stuff is made up. But let's go back to this. My biggest takeaway is, to start over again, when you when you're ready to buy a home, start with a multifamily property first. And the reason why is because, like, hey, it's going to set you up for generational wealth. For one, it's going to give you some cash flow. All right. And it's going to buy you some time to buy your dream home. So let me break this down, and I'm going to cover this in probably another future presentation. I'll do like a little small money series, kind of break down some other things, some advanced stuff. But I want to keep it simple to give you some things that you can really use today. Right. All right. But my biggest takeaway, invest in a multifamily first. Okay. And the government really wants you to provide people a place to stay, and they won't teach you this stuff in school for a reason, because there's tons of tax breaks. And the biggest thing about taxes with this, this is pre-tax money. So once these tenants pay you for rent each and every month, that money has already been taxed. So that money goes straight into your pocket, and you get to use that money to pay the whole mortgage for this building, right? Plus you get to pay all your living expenses for yourself, and you have some money left over to invest in another property. Hint, hint. So you look at this, if I put all the numbers together, if you were to rent out just that one single family home, on the high side, you probably can get about $2,500. But when you start out with this multifamily home, the rule is they want you to live in this thing at least a year first, to show that you want to be a permanent resident. And then you can, rent this out, later. Right. And then this will be additional income. So instead of 3, you'll get, rent from 4 units. And these 4 units will pay all your living expenses plus the mortgage on this building. And plus it'll start paying for your dream home, because you can, within that year or 2, maybe 3, I would say 3 years, you'll be planning for your dream home, or maybe your next fourplex to buy, to purchase your dream home. So there are several strategies to do it, because the money is there. I know you can see the numbers here, and each one of these units, you can easily get between $1,500 to, $2,000 per month. So you're talking about anywhere between $8,000 here, $6,000 and $8,000. Okay. So and the mortgage will probably be no more than about $2,000, guys. I'm 20. I'll say about $2,500 to be honest. But all that extra money goes in your pocket, pay all your living expenses, and you have plenty of money left over. All right. And a couple more takeaways. I mentioned whole life insurance before. Please investigate this. Use this as a tool. It's a great. It holds cash value. So anytime you need to, you need to use your own money for something, instead of getting a personal loan from a bank, you borrow from yourself, and then you pay yourself back. Okay, that's just one little cheat code. I don't want to get too deep on you, but investigate. Do not do the term unless it's cheaper. Okay. However, it has no cash value. With this whole life, you have a cash value, and you can borrow from that money and pay yourself back. Okay. And this is a good way to keep your money inside the house, right? All right. So, and lastly, let's talk about paying bills with your credit card. They don't teach you this in school for a reason. One strategy I like to share with you, many of you may be using it, but a lot of people don't use this strategy. Instead of using your credit card to turn up and to buy all kind of, clothing, shoes, games, things of that nature, you can use these credit cards to actually purchase your home. All right, you can use several credit cards together and actually, purchase your home. Or if you don't have enough credit on these cards, you can use it as your down payment too. So you can buy a car with your credit cards. They don't teach you this stuff, and why would you do that? The credit card can buy you some time, and it protects you, because you get that limited liability protection when you use your credit card. So if somebody were to scam you, you can get your money back on a new credit card right away. But if you did it, use your just regular debit card with the Visa, MasterCard logo or whatever, it's going to take forever to get your money back. I'm just giving you some game, but research this, okay? But pay your bill with your credit card, first, and then pay the credit card back from your bank account. that helps protect you. It's going to help, you know, build your credit. It's also going to show some responsibility from the financial standpoint, and it's going to give you access to more capital, okay, down the line, so you can use debt as a tool to help you level up along your path. Okay, all right, let's sum things up. Two biggest takeaway: remember this feminine principle that sits over money. Always look for assets, not liabilities. Look for multiple sources of income as you look for, you know, starting your exit strategy from your J.O. busy. But find these multiple sources of income: Nike, Gucci, Walmart, you know, you name it, that pays dividend. You want these, you know, some checks coming in. You don't want to invest in a stock and just hoping that it's gonna go up. You want something that's gonna at least pay you if you're gonna invest into a company. Okay, I'm just giving you some basic tools here, but check the description. I'm gonna have some information for you guys below. And as we sum things up, you know, chosen ones, they really go, you know, through tough situations to make them stronger and wiser along their journey. And because, you know why, you have to share a message, just like I'm sharing a message with you. But instead of chasing the money, chase the knowledge, because knowledge itself is longer lasting, is more important. Learn those 7 hermetic principles. Cause and effect is going to really take you far. And the true definition of rich, guys, is realize I create my own happiness. So, you know, face everything and rise. Your mind is your guardian, and you invest in yourself by learning this information, okay? And this information, as you learn and grow with money and learn about money and how money works, it puts you on the money frequency and vibration, okay? You have to be on that money frequency and vibration to attract money. If you're just thinking about bills and stuff and how you're going to get through, you're not going to attract money. You're going to worry about just desperation going to kick in. You're going to get into your emotions, and you may make some difficult decisions that may, you know, kind of subdue your discernment, okay, if I put in those terms. But as we sum things up, number one, money is more spiritual. You know, as you transition from your job, look into investing into multiple sources of income, and also figure out a way to provide a service. Share your message with people, help people, you know, lift people up, not tearing them down. Number two, trust me, cause and effect. You will be rewarded by your good deeds. You know, donate your time, you know, and energy to people that really need it. Don't just give it to people, you know, don't let people abuse your time, okay? In other words, you know, use discernment. But turn your ideas into cash, because all the ideas that you get, they come into your mind for a reason, all right? But always think about ways for cash flow along your hero's journey to get you out of that hamster wheel of life. But remember, your energy and time is your biggest asset. We all get the same 24 hours, but what you do with your time each day is the difference maker in your life. So what set, you know, great athletes apart from, you know, the average is when the average, you know, when the coach blows the whistle at the end of practice, the average players, they go home because, you know, they done. But the ones that really want to go far, they'll stay after practice the extra 15, maybe 30 minutes to get an extra few shots or a few passes out or a few catches, right? So they can really hone in on that craft. So imagine that person doing this for, you know, each and every day for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Do you think that person going to get pretty good at something over a period of time? Absolutely, right? So I'm saying, you know, guys, invest into your mental health. Learn new information. If you're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, is not going to happen. All right. The main mindset you need to have as you know, gaining this cash flow, investing in multiple sources of income, you're looking for assets. That's what you focus on. Assets over liabilities. Pay yourself 10% first each check. Every time you get some cash flow in, no matter how big or small, you know, pay yourself first 10%, put in a little pile, and don't touch that for like a year or 2 or 3. But, you know, always have a plan for that money. Like, okay, what's the next step for this money? But don't let that money just sit. Make it work, okay? Have it in some kind of interest-bearing account with your multiple sources of income or these dividends or something. And then when you really need it, you can pull that money back out and use it for whatever you need later, okay? I hope that makes sense. All right, but it'll all be in this book here. All right. So number 5, use your credit cards to pay your bill first, then pay back the credit card, pay back the full balance. Okay, this will help boost your credit score. Don't pay on the credit card, pay the full balance. So when you pay that bill, even though you got the money in your bank account, use that credit card. And this may not work with your mortgage lender, okay, but with 80 to 90% of your bill companies, they'll let you use your credit card, okay. But use that credit card first. It shows responsibility. It boosts your credit score. All right, it shows a trend that you are trying to, you're in the process of really, leveling up with your finances and stuff. And it also is going to give you access to more capital down the line. But pay your bills, even though you got the money in your bank account, pay the bills of your credit card, then pay that credit card, balance back. Whatever you use, pay the full back, okay, back on your credit card. And that's going to help buy you some time, and you still have access to that same money that you used on bills on that credit card. Okay, so that actually buys you some more time, so you still have that money available if you really need it, but it'll be on the credit card. Number 6, invest in multifamily first before single family. I went over this pretty thoroughly, because let these multifamily properties pay for your dream home. So get in the mindset of providing a place to stay, an affordable place to stay for people that really need it in our world at this time. Okay, and as we get out of here, really research dollar cost averaging. Bitcoin is a great tool to really invest in at this time. All right, dividend stocks, with this dollar cost averaging thing, I mentioned in several presentations, daily, weekly, monthly. And also research money. Money is energy. It's a frequency. It's a feminine principle. All right. As you research money and learn and grow with money and really have an understanding, it's going to put you on that vibration. But you're going to share your information with people and help. You're going to be able to empower a lot of people along your journey. Trust me. All right. Become what you see. All right. You're getting on that vibration. I just mentioned that. And it's going to take some time, guys. A seed, the same day you plant the seed isn't the same day you reap the fruit. All right. A seed doesn't grow overnight. Use that 80-20 rule. Any new ideas you get as you growing on your hero's journey, right? Write them things down. Come back to them. You're going to make a plan, review. You're going to take action. All right. You may make a few mistakes. That's part of the process. You're going to gain experience and knowledge, but you're going to refine and repeat the process. So the ultimate goal is you want to pay now, put in the work, learn more about your life purpose, your mission. Why are you here right now? Okay. And what am I supposed to do? What can I do to play my part on the planet? All right. And get in that vibration. And then as you do this now, you get to play later, because, hey, all your good deeds have compounded over to where I am, where I was able to fully retire at 38. Okay. And now I'm able to pour my love for you, pour my love over into you, so you can start helping more people as well. All right. But take responsibility of your own life. Nobody's going to help you. You got to do it for yourself. Okay. But if things haven't been working out the way you've been hoping that it would for the longest, just change your routine. You need new information, quality information, if you want new results. So you got to change your schedule. You change your routine. If you want those new results, you have to do it each and every day, incorporating these new things. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Rich Man in Babylon. But to have that highest alchemy, that highest vibration, that love vibration, have fun, share, focus on your lane, focus on your business. Okay. A lot of people going to be doing their own thing. You're going to see them having success, but don't, stay focused. Okay. Don't lose your concentration. But you can use other people as like a gauge along your path, but stay focused on your lane. Mind your business. Your life is your business. But guys, this is pretty much it. There's some things up, and these are the things I wish I knew earlier about money. And these are the things I teach to my children, my grandchildren. And I know this is going to add value to your life, especially when you take action and read these books and start working through these strategies and really meditate on this presentation. You may have to watch this thing about 3 times to really get it. All right. But most importantly, read these books. I'm not putting this up there just to put it up there. Okay. This is powerful. All right, guys. You can put a price tag on this. But remember, our purpose and mission require learning a lot of life lessons to gain experience and knowledge for our soul's growth. And as we grow, we're going to teach others to help themselves like we helping ourselves today, right? And remember, the thing about having a job or these businesses, if you don't have the proper cash flow strategy, once you start working or selling or, getting customers, that money going to stop. Okay, then what's the next step for you? All right, so let's start now. Share your knowledge and wisdom with people. Have fun. Your thoughts, belief, words, emotion, action are always going to equal your reality and your results. Be sure to click that like, subscribe button down below. If you'd like to donate, I'll greatly appreciate you, fam. And we'll be back with our next presentation. We will be talking about our, nature guides. And these are our universal messengers. We'll be talking about birds and butterflies and things of that nature, and why these animals and these elemental creatures come into our lives as our teachers. Okay, but that's been it for today. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. We'll be back with our next presentation soon. This is Chris with Food for Your Thoughts. Until next time, stay grateful and focused, fam. Peace.